It's safe to say that EVs have got a lot of dislike recently, especially after some disappointing fall-off in sales figures and heavy depreciation. Even Mercedes-Benz has pulled the plug, quite literally, on its upcoming large electric vehicle platform after disappointing sales from the EQE and the EQS. This means we can be quite certain that Mercedes-Benz will continue selling the conventional E-Class and S-Class for quite a while longer. Anyway, this got me thinking, what are some of the less obvious yet also valid reasons to hate on EVs? My first issue doesn't actually concern the engineering nor the styling of EVs. It's in fact the naming. I think one of the best examples is Volkswagen. We have the ID3, the ID4, the ID5 and the ID7, and can you see the issue? All of these new EV names have less inspiring names than my printer, and that's a real shame. Just because it's an EV doesn't mean you can't name it after some Greek mythological storm or something like that. Fortunately, there is some light at the end of the tunnel because the ID3 will be discontinued in favour of the Golf name, and likewise for other models. For now though, the EV naming strategy is pretty depressing. My next issue is in a practical sense. Now, before I start ripping EVs apart, the under the bonnet storage compartments are great. I have no objections to them whatsoever. Where practicality does take a downturn is when it comes to rear seat passengers though. Batteries are big, and the more you have, the longer the range. Batteries also need to be located low down on the floor for a low centre of gravity. But do you know what else is on the floor? Well, it's your feet. And the issue is the footwells. In EVs, the footwells are quite consistently shallower than internal combustion engine counterparts. And the issue is that means you have limited under-thigh support. That means on longer journeys, you're going to get more leg strain, and that isn't great. My final issue is quite fundamental, and unfortunately it cannot be fixed. With internal combustion engines, every one of them were different. You had the Lexus LFA, the EP3 Honda Civic Type R, and the Jaguar F-Type V6, all unique and great engines at the same time. Car manufacturers had to put dedication into building and engineering these engines so they're as soulful as they are. However, with EVs, I think the engineering is more like a sliding scale. If you want more power, put better motors into it. If you want more range, add more batteries. There's no cheat book, and consequently EVs all feel quite similar, just with a different power output. The only way they can make them different is between handling. Well, that's all for this video. Tell me in the comments what other valid reasons there are for hating on EVs, and tell me whether they can be solved or fixed in the near future.